Susie Hassan, and I'm the Gadget Queen, where it's all about using fun kitchen gadgets in your everyday life to make your cooking a lot easier and a whole heck of a lot more fun. On today's episode, it's all about coconuts, and we're talking baked coconut shrimp. We're also doing a little pineapple salsa with a little coconut bacon. So follow me into the Gadget Queen kitchen. Okay, so when it comes to coconuts, I don't think there is a fruit that is tougher, okay? This thing is really hard to crack open, no pun intended, okay? But I found some really great gadgets to make it a whole heck of a lot easier. And the first one here is this thing, okay? This is actually a hand crank shredder. So we're actually able to shred the coconut when we have it in our hands. I'll show you that here in a second. And we also have this. It's a special coconut knife that really gets in there so you can actually get the meat out of the coconut. But first we have to crack this open. And I searched high and low for a great gadget to actually open the shell. Let me tell you, a hammer's gonna do it, okay? There's nothing better out there than a hammer. So we're just gonna pop this, give it a nice couple good cracks. Now it's gonna have a little juice coming down, so let me just get that bowl ready. Here we go. A little bit of that juice. I'm gonna save that for later. Charge an arm and a leg at the store for that. You gotta save that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and snap that open. Oh my God, beautiful coconut. Okay, but now let me show you how easy it is to actually shred this, because there really is nothing better than fresh coconut, but it can be a little bit tough. All right. So before I actually shred it, I wanted to show you really quick the little coconut hook here. Feel like Captain Hook, all right? So just don't mess around with me, okay? I'm ready to go. So here we go. You just kind of dig it right in to the coconut, and then you're able to pop open all that meat. So see how that just nice big chunks pop right out. And so, you know, it's really gonna be a lot easier than using a fork or any other kind of knife or trying to break it again. So you just get this right in there, and then you just get these nice big chunks that pop right out. I'll try to get one more for you, because these are really great as a snack. You know, it just really, there's another couple big pieces, and then there you have it. Nice snack for you on the run or whatever you want to do with it. Pop it in the salad. It's going to be good to go. All right, so now I'm going to do the shreds. Okay. So here's my half of the coconut. Now there's a couple shredders I found out there. Here's the hand shredder. Now if you're into some torturing yourself, use the hand shredder. This thing's gonna take all day, all right? We don't have that kind of time. It will shred though, but it just takes just way too long. But we have this hand crank shredder that's gonna be a lot faster. So here we go. This actually suction cups to the table. So it's not gonna be all slippy or anything, so we can just pop that half of the coconut right here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do the hand crank. And then there you can see the fresh coconut shred just pop right down. Now when you're using it though, you wanna add a little bit of pressure to it, you know? You kinda gotta help out the crank. Now the best way to actually use this is to actually turn the coconut a little bit as you're kind of working the hand crank there. So that way you're able to get all the coconut there off the sides as well as the coconut in the back. And usually when you buy coconut at the store, it's pretty expensive. And I don't know how they do it in the factories, but this is probably the reason, because it takes a while to actually get the coconut meat out of the shell, and then takes a little bit of time to actually shred it. But when you do it yourself, it's gonna be so much fresher, so much better. You're really gonna taste such a better coconut flavor. It's not gonna be that manufactured taste that you would normally get, you know, if you buy it from the store in a bag. Okay, so now I think we have plenty of coconut to work with. So I'm gonna set that off to the side. And now we're going to get to adding it to our shrimp. Okay, so you can do it a couple different ways. If you want to toast the coconut first and then add it to the panko, you can do that. But for me, I'm actually just gonna add it in fresh. So I'm gonna add just a little bit of the coconut shreds in with that panko. And then I'm gonna give it a little toss. And this is just gonna, kind of brighten up the panko crumbs, make it a little bit sweet as it is a little bit crunchy too. Okay, and now I'm going to crack the eggs. Now, in this kitchen, there is a gadget for everything, and I mean everything, okay? I found this little gadget that actually helps you crack the egg on the side of the bowl. It's called Crack Spot, okay? Look, here's all it does. That's it. That's the gadget. That's what it does, okay? So I just love this kitchen. There's something here for everyone, it's fun. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that. We got 3 eggs here. Now, its main goal though is to make sure you don't get a lot of the little eggshells into your dish. So it's supposed to keep it a little bit, a little bit more clean, right? So that's its purpose. All right, now we're gonna use my little whisk guy. Whisk guy goes with me, I think, everywhere I go. All right, so we got a little whisk guy going. And all we're gonna do with this is just really simple. We're gonna pop the shrimp into this little egg wash, into the panko crumbs, and into the baking dish. I mean, it's really as simple as that. Okay, boop, pop the little guy. And I love him too because he stands up, so that means less mess on the countertop. So there actually is a purpose. I mean, yeah, he's cute and I love him, but when he does that, less mess on the countertop. All right, so I'm gonna put him over to the side. All right. Now I'm gonna get my little assembly line happening here. Now here, this is actually the recipe from my friend, Master Chef contestant Scott Fisher on the Master Chef show. So we're actually taking this recipe for him. So it's kind of like a little fancy-ish, if you know what I mean. So I'm glad he shared this recipe with me because it's actually really fun and really easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my King Tongs. Remember we talked about him? He's got the little big mouth there. King Tong, this is actually monkey business. They do all these really fun, crazy gadgets. Now the shrimp we're using today is actually from our friends and sponsors at Happy to Meet You. And they do 5-star restaurant quality meats that are actually serving now to you. They used to not, but now they've opened it up to everybody to get this amazing, fresh quality meat. Now this shrimp is actually from Argentina. Can you even believe that? Look at that beautiful pink color from this shrimp. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop in the shrimp into the little egg bath here. Got my King Tongs to help me out. Then pop it right into that panko. Now again, the original recipe says, to go ahead and toast that coconut that's in with the panko. But like I said, I like when it's fresh and cooked in the oven together. So that's something that just really your choice kind of on that. All right, so I'm gonna keep going here until this is all ready to go. And the tongs just really kind of help out to make everything faster. I love this idea of putting the spinach in the oven. I never really would have thought about that, but when I saw this recipe from my friend Scott come through, I was like, wow, that's a really good idea. All right, so. Now, one of the best things that goes into this shrimp dish is the compound butter. And this just means butter with a whole lot of good stuff in it. And then we've got pineapple, we're gonna do red bell pepper. So here's how we're gonna do that. Okay, so I've got my pineapple. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a slice here and slice the bottom. Okay, now, I got a little gadget here, don't I always? All right, so this gadget actually goes cut it right through that pineapple. Now I have another gadget that actually slices them as you're using it, but this one doesn't. This one just takes it out fully whole. So that way you can slice it however thick that you actually want it. cut right through that bottom, and there you have it. There is your fresh pineapple. We're gonna go ahead and combine the pineapple here with the pepper. Put that to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dice my pineapple, but I'm not gonna do that by hand. Not in the Gadget Queen kitchen. So this is actually an onion dicer, but you can dice anything you want in there, and I'm gonna do pineapple. So here's the cool thing, when you get one of these, when you're using something like a pineapple, it is a little bit soft, so you really wanna kind of get in there with a good grip on it. So we're gonna go ahead and do a really quick one of these. And you're gonna want to keep this around. This is actually the cover to it, but it actually also works as a little apparatus to help you get all of the little dice things out of the dicer. So whether it's a fruit or vegetable, it just makes it easier to pop out. All right, so I'm gonna put those off to the side. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and do the red bell pepper here. So again, you just wanna give it a nice good chop and then pop it right back into the lid. And that just gives you these beautiful, perfectly diced pieces. All right, so I got my bell pepper, I got my pineapple, and now I have my butter. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop in my diced pineapple, then my red bell pepper, then a little bit of paprika, just a little pinch in there. I'm gonna do a little bit of fresh ground pepper along with a little bit of salt. And of course, a little bit of Vicky Cake syrup here. Pop right in there. Okay, now you're just gonna give this a nice little mush together, I would say. Just gonna be very kind of easy with it. Don't worry, about it looking perfect. It's just really a delicious butter that's gonna reduce down when you pop it on over the shrimp. All right, so there we go. Just get that going. Okay. All right, now here we go. Now what you want to do is you want to put generous portions of this butter on each piece of shrimp. So we're going to go ahead and just pop that right on to each little shrimp guy. Right on. And when someone tells me like generous amounts of butter, I mean, I really don't hold back. I, put as much butter as I think feels necessary, and usually that's a lot. So I'm gonna pop that on there. And don't worry if you just put more on there, because what happens is the butter, of course, is gonna melt and cook down, and it's gonna go onto the bottom of this baking dish, and it's gonna combine with the spinach. So you're gonna get a really beautiful, delicious sauce that's gonna go with your shrimp. All right, so I'm gonna pop that on there and then get the rest of this. When you get that little honey and that little bit of paprika, just like, again, that sweet heat on these shrimp just makes it so, so good. All right, pop that there. Okay, all right, stay on there, butter. All right, there we go. All right, now I'm gonna pop that into the oven. That's 350 for about, about 11 minutes, so it doesn't even take that long.
Quality, prime, fresh meats, cut fresh and delivered fast straight to your door. With Happy to Meet You, we help you bring the steakhouse to your house. The mission is simple: to deliver delicious premium meats while guaranteeing freshness at a great value, all delivered straight to your home with 100% satisfaction guaranteed, because after all, we have our reputation at stake. For more information on our premium selections and how to order, go to www.happytomeetyou.com.
Okay, now usually whether you're buying coconut or if you're shredding it fresh like we did, you're gonna have extra that you might not have used. So here's another great way you can actually use coconut shreds, and we're gonna do coconut bacon bits. Now for this is gonna be all savory. This is not a It's coconut, so it's going to be sweet and savory. This is going to be kind of a coconut or a bacon substitute for when you want to do maybe bacon crumbles on top of that, wedge salad or something. So just kind of maybe it's a more vegan idea to kind of have this sort of crumbled up coconut bacon. So really all we did was we just added liquid smoke. And so I added some Vicky Cakes syrup. You could use any kind of honey you want. And then all we're gonna do is pop that down. I added a little cayenne pepper in there as well. I'm just gonna spread it out. And then it's gonna be this really great little bacon. And you can eat it like regular bacon bits too. You don't have to necessarily add it to anything. But I'll tell you what, that liquid smoke in there along with that cayenne pepper is really gonna make you think it's bacon, which is really kind of cool. All right, so we're gonna pop that into the oven. Okay, now the perfect complement to this dish is going to be a pineapple strawberry salsa. So I've already diced my pineapple from earlier, but now let's get to the other fun stuff. So we have our strawberries. So we're gonna go ahead and give them a quick dice. And remember, the best way to use the dicer is to go really fast. So just chop it right up and then pop it into the little holder, and then they just pop right out. So there you go, that's the strawberries. Do a couple more of that. I mean, this is just so easy. And when you talk about salsa, everyone thinks, of course, the traditional. Something like a pineapple strawberry salsa, it just kind of adds a little extra to something when you're cooking with, especially like a pineapple or coconut or any of these kind of tropical flavors, and you want a nice complement. I really think that a little fruit salsa is the way to go. All right, so we have a little bit of that. Now this here is dragon fruit. Now this might be, here's what it actually looks like. In the grocery store, you might have seen this and gone, I really don't know what to do with this thing. I don't even know what the inside looks like. Well, this is what the inside looks like. And it tastes pretty much kind of like a kiwi, like a light kiwi flavor, to me anyway. And it's a very easy fruit to cut up. So it's not, a difficult thing. So then same thing, we're just gonna go ahead and chop it up. And then we're gonna add that to our little pile there. And that's pretty much it. Now what you can do here is you can actually add an apricot salsa to this, you can add honey to this, or whatever you want. Now for today, I'm gonna add a little bit of syrup just to kind of bring it together. But really any preserve will work, or any kind of sweet treat you wanna add in there will be perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna add my little Vicky Cake syrup in here. And then I'm just gonna give it a nice little mix. Now with this, it's really great if you serve it with something like cinnamon chips or, something that's gonna be a sweeter idea. Even those like little vanilla cookies will be really great with this. All right, so I'm gonna pop these into, remember we hollowed out our coconuts earlier. I'm actually gonna use that as my little bowl. Now let me get my other one. It's my other little bowl. All right, I'm just gonna spoon my salsa right into the coconut. And it just adds so much presentation to this. And then everyone gets their own little bowl of pineapple strawberry salsa. Well, I say pineapple strawberry salsa, but you got the kiwi in there, you got the dragon fruit in there. And then watch what we're gonna do here, because I love that fuchsia of that dragon fruit. Oh my gosh, just add it right there onto the end. Now that, I think anyway, that is a really beautiful way to present a fabulous fruit salsa. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and check on my coconut shrimp as well as that coconut bacon and see what they're up to. And we're gonna keep the fruit flavors going. Here is our friend and national TV host, Stacey Stoffer, who's gonna show us another great way to use fruit-infused foods. Stace, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Susie. And when it comes to fruit, I love to pair it with meat. And there's no better classic combination of fruit and meat than pork and fruit. Remember pork chops and applesauce with Peter Brady and the Brady Bunch? Well, we're not going to use apples. What we're going to do is we're going to pair pork with nectarines or peaches. Yeah, it's a great combination, really wonderful come summertime when the peaches and nectarines are really fresh. So where we're going to start is by seasoning our pork, and I'm using center cut pork chops from Happy to Meet You. This is all prime pork, no antibiotics. Happy to Meet You supplies to the best and 5-star restaurants in Chicago, and now they're shipping it directly to you. So this is 5-star quality meat. Now with something like this, you can use just salt and pepper, but I always like to kick it up a notch. All right, so we're gonna transfer this to our sheet pan. Next, what we wanna do is get a little onion mixture going. I love to use red onion for this. So we're gonna add this to our pan with the pork chops. We're gonna bake this for about 6 to 8 minutes, depending on the size of the chops, the thickness. Okay, it's about 6 minutes, so let's check on our chops. Perfection for the pork. Okay, look at this. See how caramelized and charred the onions are, the nectarines and the pork. And there, my friends, is another sheet pan hero meal that marries pork and fruit in the best way possible. Susie, back to you.
So here we have our beautiful baked coconut shrimp over that delicious bed of spinach, and we topped it off with our savory coconut bacon. So I love this. I cannot wait to dig into this. We also have our really delicious pineapple and strawberry salsa. Now don't forget to serve that with your fabulous cinnamon chips that you're gonna have next to it. Now this has been our coconut episode. I hope that you've enjoyed. Please follow me on Gadget Queen TV or Susie Hassan TV, and you'll see why they call me the Gadget Queen. We'll see you next time.